Good morning. I thought today I'd have a go at doing a little sketch outside. So this is my little back garden. And what I quite like about this scene is I've got a sort of series of planes and blocks and then some different sorts of interesting lines. So there's the plane of the lawn. So that's my start. Then I've got these little blocks of the sheds which have their little horizontal lines, so that's quite interesting. And then behind there you've got the really kind of much more natural, big strong lines of the trees. So I'll show you what I did. I just did a little small sketch a minute ago. So I like to do small sketches because then the mark making becomes more varied. Each small sort of area of mark making becomes more valuable really. So and it's nice and easy to do a small sketch. So I'm just going to talk you through how I might do the another little one here. So I'm just going to lean that down there. Oh, I got that down there, right. Okay, hope we can see that. So I'm going to just draw myself out a bit of a box really, just to give myself a frame in which to look through. And then I'm going to just look at where my little blocks are. So I've got the plane of the lawn coming out like that with a bit of perspective. So it comes at me, it comes at me, if I look with my pencil like that, it actually comes at me at a shallower line. So just going to adjust that. So I've got my little shed coming kind of like that. Rose's shed is further away, so that's sort of more smaller just there. I can see a little bit of the sides. Remember, there's a bit of perspective there, so that's one of these perspective lines coming out like that. And I've got my path coming down there. These posts get bigger and bigger, so let's have a look at these posts. Going to come like that. Tristan's shed, of course, huge. Tristan's empire of sheds over there. Actually, I'm just again looking at that line. That line is coming straighter. And then there's a whole lot of bushes here, so I can't really... Now, I'm not worried about coming outside of my box because I can rub that out and decide where my box is going to be later. So then I've got these really lovely, interesting trees. Those ones there, I don't really know what sort that is. But you've got these lovely, big, tall trunks like that, coming sort of out beyond Rose's shed. And then there's some sort of conifer here, and that's going to mean lots of nice dark mark making. Comes like that. And then there's a very feathery tree. I think it's some sort, what sort of tree is that? Difficult to tell. And that's got its very delicate little branches that come out like that, but I can see some foliage behind, so it's kind of got a little bit of shading behind it, and then lots of delicate little lines that come out like that, and then a strong main trunk, so covering that in there. And there's a lot of bushes here, so I'm just going to give that a big load of shading in there. Okay, I'm just going to move on to my sheds now. What I like about these sheds are these little horizontal lines, because that's going to give my drawing a variety. I've got horizontal lines, organic sort of natural tree lines, and then a few perspective lines. So I'm going to exaggerate these little horizontal little shed bits. Horizontal ones there. Okay. And then Rose's little shed again, little horizontal lines, which I quite like. Now the plane of my lawn, it's not dark, it's quite bright. There's much, the trunks are actually much darker. So you've got to look at what is the darkest thing in this scene, and it's probably this conifer here, and then also this little space behind Rose's shed in there is dark. So this actually wants to be quite smooth. So it's going to contrast with the sort of more jiggedy-jaggedy lines of the foliage. So I'm just giving that a little bit of smooth cross-hatching. Getting darker towards me where I'm sat there. I've got my little path there that's all covered in weeds. And I can sort of go make some quite interesting little sort of scribbly marks there. And I've got these posts. Again, that's going to give it quite a bit of perspective. More of those horizontal lines of Rose's shed. Okay. Now go back to this, the really dark thing, which is that conifer. Now that's got some, I've got to just really press hard with my pencil to fill that in. And then maybe just really scribble in there. I like those conifer lines. I don't particularly like the tree, but right, I'm just going to put some bit more architectural stuff in. Tristan's shed, and he's also got a nice little roof tile along the top there, little ridge tiles. Right, okay, you get the idea.